Not too long ago, I reviewed the iFlytek Smart Recorder with AI, and it's a great little device packed with a lot of great features, but it means you're carrying around another device when you already have your cell phone in your pocket, and this can do the same thing. But also, if you're the type of person to carry a traditional recorder around, that means you're probably also having to carry a pad of paper. And wouldn't it just be great if you can combine these two into one device? And iFlytek actually makes just that. This is the AINote Air 2. This is an electronic notebook that has AI built into it, and it has several features that I think you're going to like, to where you don't have to carry around the recorder, the notepad, the phone, all those things. All you need is just this. So right off the bat, you'll notice that this looks a lot like any of your other tablets these days, whether it's the Amazon Fire series, the Kindles, all those different things. And it even comes with a handy dandy little stylus. I really like this little stylus. And what's neat is it actually adheres right to the side of it. I don't know how many of those still do that these days, but I love that right there. It magnetizes to the side, and that's pretty stable there. This is the iFlytek AINote Air 2, and it's very sleek. The only thing I wish is that it could fit in a pocket. Unless you're rocking the 90s Jinkos or something, you're not fitting this in a normal, pair of pockets. But it's also super easy just to kind of walk around and have this, tucked in your arm as you're heading to a meeting. So real quick, let's talk about some of the internal workings of this. It has a 2600 milliamp battery. The document scanner on the back is a 5 megapixel camera. It has 4 microphones around to do the audio recording, and they claim that it supports up to 83 languages. So this, it's got a lot going for it, and I feel like it's really on par with a lot of other devices out there. And it has a little power and screensaver button right up here. So I'll press that, and it'll take us into my notes section. And actually I've got a note open, so that's why it's a blank screen. But I've taken 4 pages worth of notes here. So I've been trying this out for a month, and I've tried it a bunch of different ways, and there's all kinds of things up here to note. So you've got notes, schedule reading, you've got a bunch of different icons, you've got some other things, and so we'll just kind of walk through the interface. Number one, this is a notepad. This is for taking notes. And so to start a new note, what you would do is you'd hit right up there, and right away we are doodling. The feeling of putting stylus to pad is really good. I love how easy it is to write. I love how just with a little bit of pressure you can do a really thin line. With a lot of pressure you can do a bigger, thicker line. You can also change your different types of pens. You have what looks like a felt pen, a pencil, a paintbrush. My daughter would love the paintbrush, except for the fact that there really aren't any colors. It's all black and white. And then with the press of a button on the stylus right there, I can press, I can create dotted lines, but I can go all the way around it all, and I can hit clear. All gone. And like I said, you can choose, one of 4 different types of markers, pen, pencil. But then also on the other side is the eraser, and you can just erase. You can do old school. It senses where you're at with that. But I love the feel of it. Like you can hear that scritch, and it is very close to what I would say my handwriting is. I really am impressed with how well this sticks to what you would do, because I don't know about you, but one of the things that bothers me is you go get your taxes done, you go to the DMV, you go any number of places that have that electronic signature. It never looks like your signature. It is, 1,000 people have used that, and you look at it and you're like, that might be an M. It looks like I lifted, but I don't remember lifting. Real quick, we'll get right back to the video, but I want to talk to you about today's sponsor. Yep, that's right. Finally got my first sponsor outside of the product that was sent to me, and that's Audio. They're an online catalog of songs and sound effects, all kinds of audio assets. And whatever you're looking for your videos, whether it's a highlight video, whether it's, background music for a review or something like that, you can find it all on Audio. And one of the best features about audio is their Hans AI. You just type in a command and it will produce several different ideas for what you're looking for. Let's say you're looking for epic sounding sports for a rowing video. It just populates several ideas. You pick which one you like, you plug it in, and it kind of sounds and looks like this. Maybe you're looking for the perfect music to match up with that epic drone footage of a waterfall or the mountains of West Virginia. It might sound something like this. So again, whatever your audio needs are for enhancing your videos, whether it's sound effects or epic songs, give audio a try, especially with that Hans AI feature. It'll really make your workflow that much faster. All right, now back to the video. So let's go ahead and kind of go through what we've got. So as you're writing these notes, one of the things that I like is you've got a title. So like we can come up here back to this note and we can do test 1. And then you can write, your scribbling. What's really cool is if you're hooked up to the internet and you create a login for this, you can hit this OCR. I don't know if you can see it up there. There's OCR up there in the upper right-hand corner. You hit OCR and it will actually take your chicken scratch or whatever it is that you've written and it will create type. There are certain things that it's kind of hard to find, like May to the 3rd, E equals RGE. That was supposed to be May 3rd for an Emerge conference that I'm going to. But otherwise, it's pretty spot on with being able to figure out, okay, was that left or loft? Things like that. And so that's really handy if you're able to go in and, take your chicken scratch, put it into more typable text for people to read. And I have a coworker, Sergio, he has a really nice iPad Pro, and I realized that his iPad is able to do that like live. Like as he's writing, it automatically goes to type. I understand that there are certain devices that do that better and everything, but the fact that you can do this is just really good. And then you can export that and email it to yourself. I have this hooked up to one of my email accounts, and it was really simple to create an account for that. And I am continually writing notes and emailing myself those notes. And I've actually even emailed a few of my coworkers and they're quite impressed with this. So you can also sync a schedule. You can put a little schedule here in the calendar so you can figure out what's going on. You've got a reading tab. I believe you can actually find in the bookstore certain books. Like right here we have, let's see, there's recommended, there's Pride and Prejudice, The Great Gatsby, Jane Eyre, War and Peace, some light reading. But going back to the note section, it has one feature where the recorder and this notepad merge, and that's right here on the record button. And so what you'll do is you'll hit record, and this is what you would start a meeting, you would start an interview, and you can see that it is recording and it hasn't started typing anything just yet. There it goes. Now it's starting to type, but it's really cool because it shows you where the speaker is. It gives you the chance to pause, to stop, but also you can type or you can write and make notes. This is important. And this is where it really gets cool. If you were to go back into your notes and go, why did I write this is important? Well, if you go, right there. This is where it really gets cool. So you would. And so what I did is when I made that note, it tagged itself in there to where you can be listening to an interview and you can go, oh, star, circle. You can do the shorthand stuff or you can make actual notes and you can then go back later and go, what were they saying when this happened? And it's just an easier way to find, especially if it's like an hour-long conversation. It's really cool that it tags where you made notes and you can then go in around that recording and say, okay, I need this for an article, or I need this for whatever snippet I'm doing. It's really awesome to be able to make notes live and then go back and find exactly when and not have to go timestamp 5:35 p.m. give or take 52 seconds. It's really good that it does all of that for you. There is Bluetooth, so you could connect your Bluetooth earbuds up there. Now, one of the really, really great things about this is the battery life. I used this for a solid month, and I think the battery got down to 40%. And that was using it a lot during the day, even in the evening. I don't know if you can't really see it, but it does have like a low light setting where it'll glow a little bit. You can change that brightness depending on how sensitive your eyes are in the dark. It's very much like your phone, like the Kindles and all the other different tablets out there, but the battery life is absolutely awesome. And it does charge on a little USB-C. I did charge it for this review so that it would be fully charged. What I've basically been doing is during the day, I just put it to sleep. I don't turn it all the way off. I just put it to sleep. That way I can quickly turn it back on and I can quickly go, okay, I need to write some notes for this meeting. Like I said, it took about a month and I got it down to just at 40%. So I'm really, really impressed with how well this performs. There's a lot of cool things packed in this little itty bitty package. Let's go ahead and talk about a couple of things that I'm not a fan of. It's black and white. I wish that there was some color to it. I would love to be able to highlight this in yellow, that in orange. You color code things so that you know what's going on with your notes. It's not the end of the world, but give me that Game Boy Color style back in the day where you had just enough to know what was going on. But anyways, those are my thoughts on the iFlytek AINote Air 2. Again, I've really enjoyed using this for the month that I have. I've taken a lot of notes, both for work as well as for my YouTube channel for some things, as well as for my grad school program. I've loved how it feels writing. Everything seems to work the way it should, and I have no problem sliding this into the backpack that I carry to work. I have no problem taking this to a meeting instead, and it makes things a little bit easier. So I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you did, please consider hitting that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. If you don't already, hit subscribe, and I will catch you in another video.